have a negotiable, yung non-negotiable? Because I understand that when you're a young writer, di ba, of course your
Open ka.
tendency is because, you know, of course you wanna, but are there things in your script that are non-negotiable? Not, I mean, hindi dahil non-negotiable, but I think it's clear to you, this is really the storytelling, parang main things I want to say. May ganun ba? Or are you completely open to it?
Baka yung main premise na sinedyo.
Oh.
Bawa, ganitong kwento na bawa, isang aso na kumain ng nawala na mismo yun. Parang, yun yung point ko. Bakit tatanggal?
It's not supposed to be an ego-crushing, right? It's supposed to be really, well, both sides are trying to. Kasi also, I guess, as a producer or director, I'm also trying to catch myself when it should still be the writer, eh? You know what I mean? What we're there is to improve on and to make that better, but I think the writer should still be, that's still his text. And I think that's why I constantly try to remind myself when we're working that way, right? That na-honor pa rin
yung
at the end
play,
of the day, dapat andyan ang pangalan mo kasi sa'yo, yung mga ideas na yun, yung parang ganon.
It might also depend on the form, the play form. Like for example, straight plays, talagang medyo mas malaki yung ambag talaga ng writer. Musicals, ang laki ng ambag talaga ng music din, composer, ng book writer, ng director, and choreographer especially. And doon kung minsan talaga nagkakaroon talaga ng pagkaiba from the original story that was conceived by the writer. In terms of the director-writer relationship, yung pwede kang mag-bend o mag-bend mo ng konti, stretch mo ng konti, pero don't break the spine. No? Wag mo bakliin naman yung spine. Otherwise, sumulat ka na lang ng sarili mong play.
I guess kasi antimano, you agreed on that. That's the reason why you said yes in the first place. Ikaw, ano?
Speaking of ego crushing, may interesting dynamic may ginawa kasi kaming play for VLF and it's Uod Butete, yun na.
Right.
So, syempre excited kami kasi it's our first play together. Tapos we've built our characters, ganyan, pinag-uusapan namin yung bakit ba ginawa namin yung bakit ginawa natin to, ganyan. Kasi yung setting ng Uod Butete, na squatters area, ganyan. So, madumi, tapos ang role niya ay prostitute, tapos ako parang townsfool. The townsfool turned into hitman,
Vicious.
vicious hitman, ganyan. So parang, dahil yun na yung setting, may humanize na namin yung character kasi parang enough na siguro yung setting tsaka yung characters namin and the costumes to
Indicate.
na yung pagka-grotesque tsaka nung play. So parang feeling namin, yung role namin is to humanize naman the character. So we did that and in collaboration with George. So, tapos nung parang deliberation night with the playwright and the festival director. Ginawa na namin yung play, nag-run na kami, nag-run na kami. Tapos nung company call na, nag-notes na, parang okay, so ganito okay naman yung gustuhan naman namin yung kinalabasan. Kaso, Ross, siguro, si Uod kasi, yun yung role ko, masama lang siya. Joker? Si Joker? Parang ganon, going the lines, needy lang siya. Tapos parang kami, okay, sige. Medyo nawasak kami kasi parang yung binuild naming arc ng character. Parang na-discard. So the next day, nag-rehearse kami. Totally nabago lahat. As in parang, okay, so ito na lang. Okay, sige. Ganun.
You mean yung attack? Yung
Lahat. As in lahat.
It felt kasi na, now that I recall.
It's coming back to you.
Parang, kasi yun nga parang ganun na siya eh, di ba? Parang it was presented as this and we felt na it was our job as actors to
layer it and...
Yes, to layer and make it relatable at least for, if not for the whole audience, at least for some people. Diba? So nung binigyan kami ng ng ganung instructions,
Very
hindi
linear,
namin maintindihan
Kung bakit.
kung paano namin bibigyan ng boses yung sinulat nila Yeta. Parang ganun. Yeah.
Pero na-orient ba or napag-usapan sa umpisa na
Ganun
sila
dapat?
Yeta, gusto ko talaga, yun yung point ng piece ko, mapakita yung, let's say, one dimension of this, just
The problem with that, wala siya nung first reading. So kami nandun. So, pero now that I think about it, I think papasok dyan siguro yung style na lang. Ito yung gusto niya mangyari. So, parang we have to adapt na rin siguro with her style.
But as actors, did you begin to understand where she is coming from? Or you just, hindi, sige, gawin na lang natin. Parang gano'n. O wala nang time para i-process pa yun?
Parang gano'n eh. Parang siguro dumating na lang sa amin yun nung ginagawa na namin siya ng rap. Na parang slowly, nung show na, slowly we're incorporating our own. Amin na to eh. Pero parang na-realize na rin namin yung yung vision niya. Yung vision niya with the characters, with the play itself. So parang minemeld na rin namin yung kanya. And also with George's direction. So yun.
Okay.
I think this is what Ross just shared, just shows us the very rich but at the same time dangerous terrain of collaboration. Dangerous in a wonderful way. No, because parang lumalabas na yung original work which is being worked in is not a finished text when it enters the rehearsal hall. It needs to open up again. Remember, the moment you give that, an original work or a new work, to a group of collaborators, directors, actors, designers, what have you, practically it's open to multiple readings. No, may reading si designer, na may visualize siya, may reading si director, may hat siya, may si actor, may layering din niya napapasok. And I think this is presuming that the playwright seizes the opportunity to collaborate and is open
to that.
to collaborate and begin with. I think it's a wonderful start of a creative process.
Kasi after the text, for example, naalala ko working with Maynard and Ding Dong sa Kafatiran sa Symposium, pag nandun yung text, kaya kapag nandyan yung playwright, ang immediate na task ko is to set ano yung suspension of disbelief na kailangan. Papanagutan ba natin yung mundo? Tapos, doon pala from text, mga anak na may subtext na yan. Minsan yung director, minsan yung mga actors na nagdadala niyan. So, in consultation siya lagi. Sabi niya, ang binigay lang sa amin may 4 na patipunero na mga bading. Pwede namang manipis lang at bakla lang sila. Pero may point of view ng darating dyan. Pwede bang ganito? Based on research, 1800s to. So, iba yung presentation of femininity. Pwede pala yun.